Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. It was sent to me by one of our admin. The translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? My name is Name Hidden, and I have been a paramedic for a couple of years. In that time, I had seen all kinds of emergencies when it happened, accidents, violence, and people struggling for their lives, but nothing could have prepared me for what I witnessed on one call. I still remember very well that this was in the year 2014 when I came across this spiritual encounter, and this spiritual encounter, I can't even get it off from my mind. So what happened when we received that call? The incident has been haunting me ever since, and I have kept this secret buried deep in my heart, but I think that it is starting to eat away at me. And one character that I have developed that I don't like as a Christian is that I am sometimes using alcohol. Like when I think about this story, my confession, then I take a little bit of alcohol so that I can just fall fast asleep. If I do not do that, I keep on seeing this movie as if it is playing over and over again, and I don't know how much longer I'll be able to carry this burden alone. That is why I have brought my confession on your platform. It happened one evening when we were dispatched to the home of a young woman in the location. The family described her as someone who had been dating a lot of guys, and immediately me and my partner, we knew that she was a slay queen. So she had fallen ill whilst she was visiting her grandmother. The reason of her visit, according to her according to her grandmother, it was because she had fallen ill. I didn't think much of it at first. It seemed like it was just another call. When we arrived, we found her. She was lying on the couch. The way that she was lying, this girl, it was like she was really scared. You know, when you have seen something that is scary, the way that you react, I could see that even her eyes, she was panicking. Even when she was looking at me, it was as if I was a scary creature. That was when she refused to get into the ambulance until she was not even conscious, and she started breathing heavily and clenching her chest. Her elderly grandmother was by her side. She was clearly terrified, and indeed she saw that everything that was happening, it was spiritual. The grandmother then explained to me and my partner that she had even taken some coarse salt trying to chase away the spirit of the tohology that was affecting her granddaughter. We loaded her into the ambulance, and as we sped towards the hospital, something strange began to happen. My partner was the one that was driving, and I was busy with my patient. Then that was when she started murmuring in a very weak voice, confessing things to her grandmother who was holding her hand. She kept repeating the name Charles, Charles, Charles. So later on, that was when I found out that this Charles that she kept on mentioning, this guy was a Nigerian man whom she referred to as a blesser. She admitted that she had stolen 60,000 from him, and now she was paying the price. So she kept on saying that, but I tried to tell him that I was wrong by stealing money from him, but he did not accept. I told him that at least he can find guys that can sleep with me until I have managed to raise that 60,000. Then he will be keeping the money. I don't need the money anymore. And she kept on saying that, I am sorry, Charles, I am sorry. And at that time, it was as if this Nigerian guy was also in the ambulance with us. As she struggled to speak, she began gasping for air. In that moment, when her grandmother was praying, I also started praying. Then I saw something that I still cannot fully explain. It was a snake, a dark snake like a black mamba. This snake suddenly appeared out of nowhere, biting her several times on each breast. I blinked, thinking that it was some kind of a hallucination, but it was real. The bite mark was there, swelling, and I even saw venom that seemed to be spreading fast. Her face twisted in pain, and she said, "Did you see the snake that has bitten me?" And she was looking at me, but her grandmother did not see the snake. It was me and this young woman. We were the only ones that saw the snake. In an instant, I knew that she was dying. Through her tears and agony, she kept on whispering about the snake that was coming back now to bite her straight on her heart. How it was going to do that, I don't even know. She kept on whispering as she was saying that, Charles, why have you done this to me? I thought you loved me. Why are you unleashing this snake on me as a punishment for stealing from you? You said that we were going to talk about this. I should return back home. Is this returning back home that you were talking about? There is no returning back home that will take me straight to the hospital and to the grave. Please don't do this. And her grandmother listened helplessly, weeping, whilst the young woman breathed her last. The moment that she died in our ambulance, before we could reach the hospital, that was when I saw a snake. I saw a snake, Brother Nash. I said snake, but that snake just disappeared. I have seen many things as a paramedic, but this thing that I saw, it was different. It was not just a death. It was something that was unnatural, something beyond the medical explanation that I have relied on my whole career. I have had nightmares. That is the problem. Every night since then, I see that snake, I see a lifeless body, and I hear a final confession about the curse that took her life. So right now what is going on in my life is that I am scared. I am even scared to talk about what I saw, because who could believe me? People would think that I am losing my mind, or worse, I am unfit for the job. Just imagine a paramedic who sees snakes in his ambulance. I would be called unfit for the job. In this line of work, you cannot afford to seem as if mentally you are unstable. But I know what I saw. It was spiritual, but I can't shake that feeling. And I know that there are forces out there that go far beyond what we understand. I have kept this to myself because I fear that if I speak even with some of my colleagues, I will be ridiculed or labeled as mentally unstable. I cannot afford to lose my job. I love what I do, but this secret is tearing me apart from the inside. Every time that I respond to a call, I wonder if I will see something like that again. I live in fear, not just of the nightmares, but of the possibility that this could happen to someone else. I confess this now because I just do not know what else to do. That young woman's death was more than a tragedy. It was as if to me it was a warning. I feel like I need to speak the truth. My wife does not even know that this is what I saw. At that time, me and my wife in our marriage, we were struggling. So I was scared that if I was going to tell her that I saw a snake, maybe my wife was going to dump me. Maybe it was going to give her a reason to dump me. That is why I could not tell her that this is what I had seen at work. So what I do right now, Brother Nash, is that when I feel like I am stressed, when I have been thinking about this story of mine throughout the day, when I return back home, then I prefer to go to this other local tavern. I just buy just one quart, and I don't even finish the beer. What I do is that I just take a few sips, and after I would have taken a few, what I do is that, and when I buy the alcohol, it's not like I finish the whole bottle, just a little bit. And when I just drink a little bit, then I return back home. My wife does not even know that her husband has been doing this, because she's a Christian and I'm also a Christian. It is just that what I saw, Brother Nashi, I'm sure that anyone who is listening right now if you see something like that, your life will never be the same again. Worst of all, when you do not have anyone to share with your own confession. So when you post my story, I'll be grateful if you inform me, guys, so that I can follow through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins who gave us this translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.